Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Manchester United fans all around the world. God, the news comes thick and fast, considering what we have reported today. Breaking news that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been ratified, approved by both Premier League and today by FA Association as well. And moving on to the next, Dan Ashworth has agreed personal term with Manchester United. It's moving fast, guys. We are here to talk about a lot of things. It's an extra podcast because guess what? It's Champions League, and a lot of you will watch the Champions League game today. Please have Bilal Yogi waiting in the background to join me here. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to both our channels as we are co-streaming on Bilal's channel as well. Let's do this. It's showtime. It's showtime.
Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV and Beat the Press. Please stay tuned to find out these top stories with your host, Mick Ruby. Welcome to Beat the Press. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go, Bilal. Okay. What on earth is going on? Are we on speed here? Seriously, Bilal, we did the podcast yesterday. We were talking about the amazing speed lightning, grease lightning. And lo and behold, we got approved by Premier League. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was approved by FA Association, wasn't expected till next week. And now, boom, Dan Ashworth's story is coming out to say that, you know what? Ashworth has agreed to join Manchester United. We're going to dive right into that as well. Bilal, how are you doing? Talk to us, fans.
Firstly, thank you, Mick. It's a pleasure to do a collaboration stream on my channel as well, Full Time Reds. An absolute pleasure. Love coming on your channel and the amazing work you're doing. Yes, me, you, and Andy Tate, not Andrew Tate, did a podcast yesterday, and things picked up. I said in the podcast yesterday that things will start to pick up, which they have done. Yeah,
you did. I remember clearly what you said. We will move on to the next thing. This is old news already, the ratification.
Yeah.
The next thing, we move on to the sporting director. And you were right. Today, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
They're obviously making moves, and it's not because me or Mick are some sort of geniuses and know what's going on the inside. You can just see the way these guys want to operate. And I think, to put this into context, why are they moving quick? It's more because a lot of the people they want to employ might have gardening leave, meaning technically they cannot work for the club. So somebody like Dan Ashworth, if he does come in, depending on what the compensation fee is that is paid, he might have to technically won't be able to start work maybe until the summer. So that's why they're trying to get things in motion very quickly.
Spot on. You're 100% right, because that is my expertise area. We worked in HR for so many years. So absolutely right. You have garden leave. You have something called, notification period as well that you have to give. And most directors, they do have 6 months notification period. And that is a fact. Another thing that, I want to bring to the fray and to the stage, because we did a podcast regarding this, regarding the salary demand, and that was reported in the media. I can't really dig it out right now, but Ashworth was kind of demanding 10 million a year, and that is a decent fee. Newcastle, they don't want to lose him, but Newcastle, they don't have a say, because this is an employment. Like, if you decide to resign, it's up to you. Nobody can stop you, Bilal, right?
Yeah, I think the issue is that a lot of people will probably be thinking is, why does he want to leave Newcastle? And what you've got to look at is, when he went to Newcastle from Brighton, he expected a different kind of job. And what I'm telling you now is from a lot of the Northeast correspondents for The Athletic have been saying. And the job he actually walked into was different to what he thought he was walking into. At Brighton, he had a lot more control. And at Newcastle, everything has to run through PIF, like at Manchester United. He used to have to run through the GLAZERS, which he wasn't too keen on. And secondly, because of his relationship with Brailsford, which goes back to 2016, when Ashworth was at England, has had a massive impact on him and helped him potentially move across. But I think his salary will be a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, Mick, you're a fan and I'm a fan. he'll probably save you a lot more just in the
Yeah,
decision making and
yeah.
just in the speed of decision making.
100%. Bilal,
You
hold
know,
that thought. Hold that
sure.
beer and hold that thought. Yeah. So I want to sort of dive into the compensation while we add it, but just want to sort of add this to Centre Devils came out to say today, Dan Ashworth wants to move to Manchester United if the compensation package is agreed. The big movement in the next coming days, there's been no fallout. It is thought the lure of the project and of Manchester United and his relationship, what you're saying, with Brailsworth has persuaded him to move on. Now, Bilal, this is something what you just said, like, if you back the tape 2 minutes ago. But another thing that I also need to bring to the stage, because they were looking at Michael Edwards. Edwards was kind of turning down Liverpool. Liverpool offered, but the compensation of Michael Edwards was a little bit more higher. If you are the CEO, oh my brother, you're probably going to get 20 million a year. So the step down as a technical director, you cannot be on the same salary as the CEOs. It's got to be somewhere in the range between 10 and 12 million per year. So I've been speaking to some credible sources within the club, and that's confirmed that they were after Edwards as well. But however, the preferred choice seems to be and is Dan Ashworth as a sporting director or footballing director, whatever you might call. Now, a lot of people might say, what is his CV like? Does he have the pedigree like in a European pedigree? But Bilal, why do you think that Manchester United and Brails will have chosen specifically to go with Dan Ashworth?
I think there's a number of reasons, Mick. Firstly, it's his understanding of the English game, and number one, he's been involved in the English game for a long time. If you look at his history, he was originally at West Brom, I think up until 2010, and then he moved to England. So the current England setup that we are seeing, style of play, the progression of talent, the use of the facilities, and the way of play is all down to Dan Ashworth, because he was the one that was brought in to England to help put this together. And before England, it was a kind of a mishmash of approach, and he kind of led that up until 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So he was an integral part of England progressing as an international team, from use of talent, style of play, the DNA running through from the top, from the men's team all the way down. And then he moved to Brighton, and I'm pretty sure he went there as a technical director. And at Brighton, he was responsible, not directly, where there's a lot of misconception. He was part of the teams to identify and recruit talent. He wasn't solely in charge. And then he went to Newcastle after that. He's very highly regarded for his operation. He's very highly regarded. He's very well connected. He's one of a few in the world that has kind of managed and progressed at a high level. And these type of talents don't come around often. And for Manchester United, I think it's a plus point, because we've never really had anybody of this caliber really operate for us.
No,
I'm not saying he's the best in the world. There are others, but from where we were, and if he does come in, it's 100 to 1,000x improvement.
Yes. Judging that we have John Murta, this is a 100%, 1,000% upgrade on John Murta. No disrespect, but you know what? The signings that he did under Newcastle, as per my memory, was Anthony Gordon, Isak as well.
Livramento,
and a little bit of a blunder was the Italian Tonali as well.
Yes, Tonali, yes. Something happened there, Mick.
Yeah. But at Brighton, of course, he was responsible for bringing in those talents like, Casados and, Mitomas, and, so it's still a pedigree. But I've been told that when Manchester United come knocking on your door, of course, this is an exciting project. Like, and of course, you want to be at the bigger club at the end of the day, right? That's what a well-placed source within the club was saying. When this will happen, you got to come to an agreement. You're going to talk about salaries. You're going to make an offer, employment contract offer. And once you sign it, you will give your notice period to the club. Apparently, like Newcastle, they don't want to lose him. They are really, afraid. But there is also some rumors, Bilal. I don't know if you can confirm that he's not really liberated in doing the role what he wanted to do at Newcastle, like the free hands.
Yeah, Mick, as you know as well as I do, if they are going to make a formal approach to Newcastle, that means they've agreed everything: job description, salary, responsibilities with Ashford in advance. So that's already been agreed. So if they're going to make an approach, they know he wants to come. And like I said earlier, the problem he's having at Newcastle is that everything has to run through PIF. This was reported in the Athletic last year as well, that he hasn't got as much of a free hand as he had in his previous roles, which he's finding frustrating. And the thing is, we've all kind of covered on our channels regarding the takeover, and we've always said the proof will always be in the pudding, right? No matter what is said, the proof is in the pudding. And where we have to give credit is the two appointments. Well, the second potential appointment that the new regime are making is on the right lines. You know, they are not. They, from a CEO aspect, I heard that United before Sir Jim Ratcliffe were looking at the head of Nike to step in, so they were looking at more of a commercial, somebody from a sporting brand aspect. But as soon as Ratcliffe came in, they made the change, and even now, they've made the change with the sporting director. Another name I'm going to throw into the hat is who will come in next. Probably will be Sam Jewell, which will be the head of recruitment. He's from Brighton.
Sam Jewell. Yeah, that was kind of the next point. You're jumping the gun here, Bilal. That is kind of the next topic that I want to discuss. Yeah, and then you can save that, because at the end of the day, we have a responsibility for the viewers as well. So everyone that's tuned in, I know we usually don't go live at this time. Do apologize. Yesterday we were live, and the technical issues we have with the chat. Now it's working. Now we can see you guys. So please come in with your comments and let me shout you out. Lenzel Jr. is here to say hi, Mick. How you doing, Lenzel? And Jolly Malmin, what you saying here? If this is true, call me shocked. No way I can see this happening so fast. And that's what we were saying yesterday.
One of the reasons, just to reply to that comment again, is I think these more, from my understanding, is Jal, that these guys will have notice periods. And one way around the notice periods are gardening leave. One way around it is if United player pay a higher compensation, which could work in their favor. But again, we'll have to see how this is going to move quick.
True. But another thing is that you don't resign because usually you have bonuses attached to your salary, and bonus gets paid out. We're coming to the February. So if you made it to end of February, you get your bonus payout as well. Or in March, I think.
I think these bonuses can be worked around, compensation packages and stuff. But things are moving quick.
Yeah, what Ronak and Jossie, big up to say one of our members, things are moving quick, 100%. But this was always being the case. Like once you've been ratified or approved, you're going through the SEC filings, like the New York Stock Exchange got that approval. Then you have to go through the FA, that was approved, and Football Association. And then you come down to what was reporting today. There is a deadline. There is a tender offer to buying the Class A shares to complete his full takeover in what he's offering. The Class B has already been voted. That is the GLAZERS shares. And you mentioned something to me regarding this tender offer. There's two separate things here. To complete the full takeover, what he's offering, put on the table, he needs to acquire a certain amount of Class A. But not everyone needs to sell, do they?
Yeah, he just needs to make an offer. He doesn't need to buy the 25% of Class A. He just needs to make an offer. Now, so some people will sell, some people won't sell. Now, why won't they sell? I'm not too sure. There might be some technical aspect. They might know something we don't. But he only needs to make an offer for the Class A. It's up to the Class A shareholders if they want to sell. Now, the thing is, like I was saying to you on WhatsApp earlier, Mick, is he's giving $33 a share for Class A, right?
That's
which is the same amount he's offering for Class B. The Class B hold way more voting power. So the Class A shareholders are getting a really good deal for this. But they do not need to sell. He just needs to make an offer, which he has done.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Class A, it could be you, could be me, going through a normal brokerage at the end of the day. So the broker also needs to throw the hat in the ring to say, listen, I represent my client. Yeah, you have to opt your shares, put them up for sale on this $33 per share. So,
it's a good deal.
It is a good deal. If somebody 15 years ago, whatever, 10 years ago, when it was floated on the market, bought it for $11 per share, Jesus Christ.
Mick, if you bought them last week for $20 a share, and you're now in a week getting $33, it's nearly double.
Yeah. It
is. Why would they not vote it through? And what people need to understand is a lot of these shareholders that own the shares are not fans. These are big, investment funds in the US. They do not care if United go. They are purely looking at it from a business proposition.
No, of course. You have hedge funds that are investing in, and they have portfolios, right? Investing in Manchester United Class A shares. Then you have the majority holders of the Class A, like Lindsay Train, Bowen Group, Arias, etc., etc.
All the viewers need to go and watch Billions and will understand how it operates. If you've seen Billions, you know how this works.
Tip of the go. Is it a Netflix one?
It's on Paramount, I think, is one of them. But go and watch Billions. It's about 10 seasons of it, and it's all about hedge funds and how they manipulate markets and how they kind of do things.
Guys, do pop in your questions as well. We have all the way from Adelaide, Australia, Jeff Steele to come in to say, bit of a surprise, left or rebuild in Newcastle, but we'll take this. Good appointment, hopefully. It is a small step towards the right direction, Bilal, according to my opinion. We've spoken about this so many times before. We've done so many rebuilds, but in order to do a rebuild, you got to start from the top and work your way all the way down to the bottom.
Like we've said many times, Mick, the proof is always in the pudding. And this time they've started from the top with the CEO position, because really what Ratcliffe could have done was he could have done Todd Bowley, come in, right, I'm going to run the transfer operation. I want this guy, I want Mbappe, I want Benzema, bang, 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 and then would have left with a mess. What they've done is they said, right, how do we sort this out? We bring in a CEO, right? The CEO comes in, right? Who can the CEO work with in a team? Who do you want to work with? What profile do you think? And then they've gone together and said, right, this guy is the best option for the sporting director. And after the sporting director, they will go and see who's the best person to head up the recruitment.
The big part of this is that Glazers are kind of no longer in control of the footballing matters, which
they will never be in control of footballing matters ever again.
And that is so important. That is what matters, right? Me personally, I put my hand out. Like, I'm still Glazers out 100% wholesale only, but I can see the path for a full takeover, as what we did in the podcast yesterday. We don't want to repeat. So if you want to watch what we said, it was even posted this morning as a clip. Go and watch that out. But Jeff Steele is also coming to say the big topic is the new transfer policy as well at United that we haven't had for some time. Woodward, etc. You know what Woodward said? We can do anything what nobody can do in the market. Like, basically that slapped the Manchester United tax on straight away, showing like we got money. That's how we got marked, and gets us what we need and those who deserves to wear that badge. You mentioned something. Let's move on to the next topic. All right. We're moving fast. I understand. Once you get approved, you want to move fast, not only because of, how do you say it? Garden leave and, notice period. It's basically you want to establish everything so you can plan for the summer transfer window, right? So if it's Ashworth, then we need a head of recruitment, 100%. Now, we were linked to, what's his name?
Paul Mitchell.
What happened to that? It's just fizzed out.
I think Paul Mitchell was linked when we never had a CEO or a potential director of football, because he was at Monaco. Jim Ratcliffe lives out there, so they knew each other. So people put two and two together. He was in the mix. He moved back to Manchester as well. So he was in the mix. But since we've had a new CEO on appointment and potentially now Dan Ashworth coming in, these guys will have their own ideas. So hence why I'm thinking Sam Jewell is a potential that everybody needs to keep their eye on, because from what I'm seeing and my own research, he's going to be one of their top targets. And for somebody that doesn't know him, he's basically head of recruitment at Chelsea, at Brighton.
Yeah.
He's been at Brighton a long time. He was like head scout, and he's moved his way up.
He has. Now, you mentioned something about, I personally believe, okay, this is my dream 11, or, my fantasy. If you play fantasy football, right? You put Berrada there, you put Ashford with links to understand the Premier League football. But as a head of recruitment, you would have somebody with more of an international pedigree, right? Somebody that can recruit in from the grassroots leagues in the South American, look at the Korean market, Japanese, Indian. There's so much talent, right? We don't know who that is. But I'm sure that our CEO, Omar Berrada, who is well connected, by the way, we've seen the videos, what he's done with City, in the City Group. I'm sure he's got a black book of potential candidates that can do the job, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so for Sam Jewell does also speak Spanish and spends a lot of time in South America. And if you look at his track record, and anybody can go and check it on Google, the type of players he's found and how he sold the Brighton project, which people at Brighton and players that they've bought in on loan. He's very good at what he does. I think where these guys will get an upper hand is because they are now working for Manchester United. It's a very well-known brand within football. So it's a lot easier sell. The thing is, one thing is, from a recruitment point of view, it's just not Omar Berrada, Dan Ashworth, and a head of recruitment. There'll be a huge network of scouts underneath them
Entourage,
that will go out and identify talents. And I think we have one of the biggest scouting networks out there, which I have no idea what they do most of the time, because I could do the recruitment that they do. In South America, we have a huge network, and in Europe and in the Far East, we have a huge network as well. I think it's one of the biggest, Mick, in Premier League.
Yeah. I mean, it excites me because even what you say, we always had that biggest recruitment network, but we never had people listening and triggering those advices, right? We always went for the shirt sellers. But I believe that those days are gone. The signings of those Galactico 100 million, 150 million pound players are gone, right? I believe that.
Mick,
I believe that.
At a point, just so because at a point, what
sure,
you said is very good. If you look at from a recruitment point of view, I forgot the name of the team in Spain. The city's
Girona.
Yeah. Now look, I think their total budget for the team is 20 million. The total budget of that team is like 20 million. So. Look how well that's been sourced, recruited, and they're like second or third out now, and their style of play. So it's not about, we've had Falcao, we've had Ibrahimovic, we've had
tried them all.
So, it's not about the big name; it's about who fits the profile of what we need.
Exactly, it's the persona profile, the mental profile, the work ethic, the cultural fit. It's everything. It's the same thing when you're recruiting in for your company. The first thing you look at is it a cultural fit, because you have your values and beliefs, and you want to marry your values and beliefs to whoever you're going to employ, right? True? Absolutely. So there is gems out there. It's just about triggering that deal and creating like persona profiles for each position, right? And one thing that I'm excited is about, because now we're going to create a vision, right? How we're going to play, what kind of style of play, recruit around that ethos, not around the manager. So if Ten Hag gets to go within a year or two, we just recruit another manager that will play our style of football.
Yeah, and what we'll also start to do is we'll start to purchase players that fit what we need, rather than saying X is on the market, shall we buy him? Y is on the market, shall we buy him? And also, the most important thing is we'll not overspend, and we'll actually have an idea on what we're trying to do. Because at the moment, what I felt very sorry for Ten Hag, was he was thrown into the deep end, where he was kind of looking at recruitment, looking at everything, and obviously recruitment's not his strong point. I think the thing to watch out for is, I think Ten Hag under this type of structure could really flourish, because I think if you give him the right type of players and a squad, he could really do really well. Because at the moment, once we lose the first 11, the bloody if once you lose the first 11, the drop off on the subs is just huge.
It's to compete. You got to have a broad squad, and a broad squad can cost you. Doesn't have to cost you worth of 900 million pounds on the market, right? It's embarrassing to see when we came to Champions League and we played Copenhagen, and you see the whole valuation of their squad is worth 20 million, and here comes Manchester United rolling in. We're worth about 900 million pounds a squad, and we couldn't even qualify. So what Charlie Malmin is saying here, 20 million, you can get 5 Girona teams for the price of 1 Casado and Rice. And this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I want us to scout and bring in players that we never heard of before, but players that can actually do something, right? Doesn't have to be the clear and obvious, right?
Do you remember when we signed Malacia?
Yes, never heard of him.
Never heard of him. And I think, but one thing, Mick, as all of us fans need to we need to bear in mind is we're never going to sign a player for $1 million or 2 million, because it just won't happen at Manchester United. We're never going to sign like a Brighton do for 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. McAllister was like 5 million for them. We're always going to end up paying 10, 15, 20 round about that. But that's still a very good deal for us. I can't see us getting a player for like $1 million, because there'll always be a United tax, but it's how we go about it.
So if you have a sort of 100 million budget, you don't go and splash the cash to get like a Osimhen.
Yeah.
You just wasted your whole budget. So you got to be smart, and that's what we have to do. We had John Merton that I couldn't even negotiate for a packet of crisp in the flea market. You know what I mean? Overpaid 100%. Everything that we did, we couldn't even sell anything. We've been selling for nothing. But on the other hand, selling homegrown talent and academy players is giving you a plus balance on the pure revenue on what you're selling without declaring. But what I'm thinking in terms of the striker position, here's what I'm saying. I don't think that we need a senior 27-year-old striker. I think that Rasmus Højlund, 20 years of age, is starting to cook. He's physically specimen built for the Premier League, right? He's starting to find his feet. He's starting to find his camaraderie, the runs. He understands. This kid is still young, but if we get one of those big name signings like Osimhen and stuff like that, you will hinder Rasmus Højlund's development. We bought him for 70 million, right? So my view on this, based on what we discussed now in terms of recruitment, Benjamin Sesko. I always said Benjamin Sesko. Yes, did you see yesterday RB Leipzig?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
He got robbed. He got robbed. But that guy is such a physical specimen. He's 196 tall, explosive. What a strike he has. I've been scouting him for quite a while. I'm speaking to Graham Bailey from 90 Minutes as well. And Graham Bailey always said Manchester United scouts are crazy about him. They've been scouting him for years. And he's available on a release clause of 45 million in the summer. That, for me, is somebody you can bring on as a development team, right? So you don't play one striker, but you can rotate. So you have similar attributes, but different. I mean, what's your thoughts, mate?
I think, Mick, we can look at multiple options. That is definitely one option. I watched him yesterday for Red Bull. I thought he was very good. Another option could be a more mature striker. I have forgot his name. The one at Porto.
Cersei.
Yes, he's very good. And another option, which is a bit out of the box, is an internal option. We could actually use Scott McTominay as a striker in certain options.
Because... Yeah, but Scott McTominay, he's a sub.
Because if you say we've got a set budget and we need a second backup striker, somebody that's willing to play backup, he's a really good option. I know people don't like him, but when you put him in the box, he gets about a bit, and he's quite handy as well.
Yeah, I turned around regarding Scotty Mac, to be honest, right? Everyone wanted him gone in this summer. I was one of them too. But guess what? I've seen that he's such a valuable cultural ambassador, right? For the dressing room, the way he speaks, he knows he's not going to get 90 minutes, but he's just happy to come in and help his team. That's professional attitude. You know, in the post-match interview, I was really impressed. And that got me thinking, Bilal, right? Jesus Christ, what if we keep him like as a super sub, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer super sub, comes in, 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, put him up front. Because I don't see him as a midfielder. He started off as a striker.
Liverpool had that with Origi. They used to just bring him on when they were losing games, and he would just score goals. And I think if we've got to fill so many positions, I don't see it as a bad option just keeping him as a second striker.
As a second striker.
You play him in some games. You can play Rashford in some games up top. You might develop the system, but he is an actually alternative option.
But we switched to 4-4-2 against Villa. You know, when he came in and scored the header. So we played with two strikers on top.
Yeah, we did against Villa. We did. 4-4-2 is the best formation. But I think. Look, I don't think we're going to be able to fill all the holes in one window. I think if Ralph Ragnick said, we could do it over 3-4 windows, including winter windows. You know, over 2 years we could turn this around. But what I'm saying is he's somebody that gives you goals, right? He's easily a 40-45 million pound player now. Conor Gallagher's being quoted at 50 million, and he's crap for Chelsea. So Scott McTominay gives you go. He's terrible, that Conor Gallagher.
The whole Chelsea team is crap.
But one thing is for 1 to 2 windows for a season, if you just held him and said, we'll give you 20 games a season as a striker.
Yeah, 100%.
Until you can find another alternative, because strikers cost money. You know, they're not cheap.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap. But what's going to happen? I mean, listen, let's continue this discussion. But guys, there's about 100 of you watching right now. Please do us a favor. You know what to do. It's free, guys. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscription button. We are on 21,000. We just reached over 21,000 subscribers on MUFC Realist TV. Hit those thumbs right now, right here, right now. Put your fingerprints all over it. Smash it right now, right now, right now. It is free, guys. And you know how important it is with YouTube algorithm nowadays with the likes, Bilal. It's it's not about the subscription. It's about, as many likes you have, YouTube algorithm thinks, oh, this is great video. We're going to promote the content to other Manchester United fan channels because we're just a minority, small one against the big corporate ones. You know which one we're talking about, the gold bridges and stuff like that. So please help this channel. Smash the like button right here, right now. Bilal, let's continue with the striker. I agree with what Madhouse is saying here. Sesko could have a hat trick yesterday. He's 20 years of age. He's similar to, he's raw. He's raw. But I'm saying that I think those Galactical days is over. To take an Mbappe, there's an entourage, there's an enterprise himself, right? I think it was reported that he's demanding about nearly 200 million euros in sign-on bonus. And nobody want to pay that anymore. Like, who the hell do you think you are? His mother is his agent. It's become like a family business. Who's going to pay that money? Right, I believe that he will stay at PSG. Saudi.
Yeah, you never know.
Right? You never know. I believe that Benjamin Sesko is the one. And then if you look at the way I understand the way we're going to operate is about optimization, right? You got to slash that wage bill 100%. But I seen a pattern. I seen the, what do you call it? The red lining, right? The ones that we sold is the one that is not good enough for the squad. Not everyone can get minutes, but the ones that Ten Hag and the recruitment team sees as the world beaters to come in the next season will be the ones that currently are on loan, like Alvaro Fernandez, understudy to Luke Shaw, definitely playing at Benfica. Then you have Dan Gore, 100%. I believe in Dan Gore as well. Then you have Amad Diallo is still kept in the club. He's got a role to play. So we are filling those positions. We have Willy Kumbala, that is kind of young, still under development. They're looking at Jean-Claire Todibo to bring him in as well. That's another 40 million. Potentially we can get it cheap. So you're saving yourself a lot of money in the transfer market. Kobe Mainoo, by the way, his value, if you'll go to the market, this type of profile, you will easily pay 100 million It's like Declan Rice. It's like Casado, So we saved ourselves 100 million by having that ingrown talent. Enzo Fernandez as well, yeah.
Yeah,
and remember that Enzo Fernandez, they bought him in cheap, right? Same with Casado, they bought him in for 7 million. Chelsea, Brighton at that point, and that was Ashworth that was sitting there as well at that time.
Correct, yeah. Correct. The problem was there was just to give a bit of the viewers an insight. At the time, United were looking at signing him under Solskjaer, and he had like 5-6 agents working on him, so United couldn't determine who his main agent was and pulled out the deal. And Dan Ashworth managed to get the deal over the line for like 4 or 5 million, which was fantastic. He was a very good player at Brighton. So that was a Dan Ashworth signing.
There was two strikers that I really, really wanted, and that is pure gems, raw, but I can see there can be world beaters. There was one we were heavily linked with. We didn't pull the trigger. Went to Benfica. We're talking about Marcos Leonardo, 100%. Brazilian, right? We didn't go for it. He went from Benfica, and you know what Benfica will do. They bought him for cheap, 15 million, and they're going to sell him for 100, 110 at the end of the day. That's what they do. So it's all about getting those talents on cheap and start potentially sell them as well for a big profit. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do that. He used to sell it everyone was shocked when he sold Beckham as well to Real Madrid. Everyone was shocked when we sold Cristiano Ronaldo. But that's what you have to do. You have to refresh, use that money to reinvest into the squad, to rebolster the squad all the time.
A striker, Mick, we should have looked at, and I said this last summer, was actually who would have been fantastic. Even Ferguson is a good one, but an actual striker that could work for us as a backup would be Danny Welbeck. Because he has gone under the radar a lot. He plays an exceptional role for Brighton. He's fit all the time. He can get about the pitch. He adds goals. His link-up plays improved massively since he left us. And he'd be somebody that'd be willing to sit on the bench and play a backup role as well.
Can be. Well, what about a very sensitive topic? Mason Greenwood. He's still an employee of Manchester United, under contract, under the loan. He's doing really, really good. Do you think, in your wildest imagination, that discussion will be taking place in the summer, or do you reckon he will be sold? Because we need that position, right?
Yeah. He's purely looking at this from a football
perspective. Yeah,
he's £100+ million player. So when you see rival fans sit there and say United kept signing old strikers, because we had Mason Greenwood who was coming through. I think my honest opinion is they've made the decision on him, and he'll be sold, just because of what's happened and how we've got to this point. So I can't see him coming back, and I think the club are going to want to keep a positive vibe around rather than having to deal with the PRs of Mason Greenwood, women groups, XYZ.
Yeah, guys. I might start a chat. Big up Gordon as well. Great content. Thank you for seeing you guys here. We're just having a discussion here. It's so good to have Bilal here more regularly as well. And we are just co-streaming to his channel. We are collaborating. That's what we do, as we all love the same shirt and club. And it looks like we're going places. And, I put my hand up, Bilal. I say, we had this stream yesterday with Andy, and we said the same thing. Come New Year, I was depressed. Like I fell out of love with this team, with everything what was going on. Just ran out of energy. Like my candle burned down to the last limit, right? But now I see with the winning ways, I see there is a path, potentially to a full sale only. But in terms of structure, in terms of how we're going to recruit, and it is what you said, Bilal. The proof will be in the pudding until it's eaten.
And as fans, Mick, we need to stay patient. They will make mistakes. Dan Ashworth might be a mistake. Omar Barada might be a mistake. We won't know until, these people come into their roles. But as fans, we need to give time to the guys to get it right.
Right. Listen, this is a very interesting thought from our community. Yale, you always come in with good comments. Greenwood trade deal with Barcelona, and we get Frenkie Dejong. Would you do that?
No, it's not a bad. I think
Okay.
the problem we've got with Greenwood is we'll only probably get 10 to 20 million maximum for him.
Okay.
because
I
of
will
his
start a poll
situation.
regarding this. I will start a fan engagement poll. Would you
Yeah.
trade
If it's a straight trade, why not? But I can't see that happening. But you never know.
Frenkie? Oh, sorry.
Ornstein's reporting that he's being approached directly now. Ashworth.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
seen
been
that.
approached, and I did a little sneaky video because I got a little bit sniff late last night. So I did a little bit of a short. If you haven't seen it, I had like my head. I had Ashford behind me, and I had my head, and it's like guesses behind my head. A little bit of sneaky preview, so I kind of knew that this was happening. Right, got a little bit sniff yesterday. But it's all about approaching. There's nothing Newcastle can do, right? It's similar like when you work in recruitment industry as a headhunter. You know, you approach certain candidates. Yes, I'm interested. What is your compensation package? What is your availability? How much will it cost to sort of? What's your release clause? Like, I believe that Newcastle might want something for him.
Yeah, and for Manchester United to make a direct approach to the club, that means Dan Ashworth wants to come. He must have agreed a wage structure, his job role, his responsibilities. United are not going to go to Newcastle first and say, well, we want to speak to Dan Ashworth, then spend a week speaking to him, and then Dan Ashworth goes, I don't want to come. They've already spoke to him, and they've only made the official approach because they know he wants to come. Now it's down to the guys at the top to get this negotiated, and if they can't get it over the line, which really they should do, I can't see it not going over the line now, really.
No, 100%. No, the snowball effect has already started. Like, you know, it's just like what we said. We are on a, Speed 3. You know that movie, Speed. Sandra Bullock.
Yes, with Keanu Reeves.
We're Keanu Reeves. Like, everything is going with lightning speed, right? We can't stop that bus right now. It's moving fast. And I did get a private message, and I see people that are clearly disappointed. Everyone wanted Qatar, everyone wanted full sale only, and everyone keeps saying, like, is there still a chance? Well, it is what it is. Once you've gone through these 3 stages of approval, we're talking about SAC, we've gone through the Prem, you're going through the FA, and then what you say, you just have to make a bid for the purchase of the 25%. But it still leaves a gap open, so the door is still open for anyone. I'm not talking just about Qatar. Anyone can come in and in the future bid for the entire lot, like Class B and Class A. But they have to then bid over $33 per share. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Trawlers Limited, it's not Ineos. I repeat again, Trawlers. Media keep saying Ineos has the first refusal right.
Correct. And Mick, Jim Ratcliffe will not need to buy 100% of the club. He will only need to buy 75% or 70% of the club because he'll already own 30%.
Or he can stay and be still the minority shareholder.
Correct.
And let somebody else buy the 70%.
And nobody's going to buy a club where they don't have football in control.
Well, you still have... No, of course not. Of course not. But anyway, it is a small step for mankind, but a giant leap. What was that Neil Armstrong was saying? Just when he landed on the moon.
Just for the viewers that are a bit older like me, Sam Jewell at Brighton, his father is Paul Jewell. If anybody remembers Paul Jewell, who used to manage Bradford and Wigan. So I found that quite interesting. So yeah, he's the son of Paul Jewell. If anybody Googles Paul Jewell, you remember him. Very famous manager he got Bradford promoted and then he went to Wigan. In the Wigan. 2000s, you'll know him if you saw him, Mick. That's his son.
No. Guys, there's a poll running. Let me see. Where are we at? 16 votes. Shame on you. Come on, get those votes up. We started an engagement poll. Would you trade Greenwood for Frenkie Dejong in the summer? Basically, keep those votes going because I want to hear you. I want to put the finger on the pulse. It's like a pulse survey. So big up for everyone that's coming in. Yeah, not true. Guys, we do have some. We were supposed to go live today because there's Champions League football today, right? Did you watch the game yesterday? City 3-1.
I did, yeah.
Did you watch the post commentary with Michael Owen?
No, I didn't see the post commentary.
Oh, he was waxing lyrical. They're so good. They will win. And I was I was thinking to myself, shit. I don't want City to do a 4p. I don't want City to do a double, knowing that they have these 115 fucking charges against them with FFP breach. And the head president of UEFA has come out to publicly say, I know they are guilty.
The thing is with City, right? They are very, very good as a football team. But unfortunately, the problem City have got is nobody really cares about what they do. I remember Kyle Walker was all over the news for his personal life, and the media were already more interested about Marcus Rashford and what he did in Dublin. And Guardiola has just done the treble with the world champions, and no one cares. You know, our office is in Deansgate in Manchester, and their
Oh.
parade went past our office, and I
Nobody
was just
cares.
shocked. Nobody, and it's really sad. As a United fan, it's sad because
Oh.
a team has exceeded expectation with phenomenal play, and nobody cares.
Bilal, riddle me this. You like me, we like football economics, right? How can you declare to be a bigger club than Real Madrid in terms of revenue in Manchester United when you have Etihad? Clearly, you must have fucking cooked the books.
Of course,
We've
they've
seen
done
all the emails.
that. Of course, Mancini was paid like half of his wages were coming from Mancini. I'm going back to like 10 years ago. Half of his wages were coming from companies in Qatar and in UAE and all these kind of places. And you know, they've obviously cooked their books, and a lot of their execs have actually left. Senior execs have started to leave and have left. I know you've only heard of Omar Barada, but some others have already started leaving because this is going to go to court, I think, around about towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
Why
they'll
it's taking
start
so
to
long?
unravel.
Why it's taking so long? They are such a powerhouse, economical powerhouse with political influences as well. I would say that. Maybe that's just my opinion.
It kills. I think the Premier League will probably want to prolong it because it's a problem for them as well. It kills the credibility of the Premier League. So somehow they've just tried to prolong it as much as possible.
Yep.
With teams like Everton and Nottingham Forest who have done things similar, they've obviously thrown the book at them. But
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens with City.
Big up Neil Driscoll, legend, old, seriously, very long time Manchester United. I can see you just came into the stream. Nick Nash, what you saying here? I rather see City doing a 4p than Liverpool winning the league and going level with us. Shit. Seriously, guys, let's have a conversation.
Or Arsenal could just win the league and that would
Listen.
work out perfect.
Footballing gods, please. They do exist. I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to do it. Let's have a serious discussion. It is to choose, like, how do you want to die? You know, the judge is giving you a sentence. How do you want to die? Do you want to have the gas chamber? Do you want to be hanged by the gallows? Or do you want to have the needle? You know what? It is like asking, like, do you want City, Arsenal, or bloody Scousers to win? It's the same shit. Right? I don't want them to have a 4p because of the sporting merits, because of the allegations. I don't want them to do a double. I hate Liverpool. I can't stand Liverpool. I'm sorry. My brother is a Liverpool fan. My bigger brother, he's the black sheep of the family. We don't speak today, to be honest. Big rivals. But Arsenal, they haven't won anything for 20 years. So I would say, like, if I had a heart, I'll give it to Arsenal. But they have to turn up, you know, because last year they ran out of steam. It was like a deflated Arsenal balloon. And then my best friend, my brother from another mother, Alex, we talk a lot, and he's a big Gooner supporter. So yeah, I support my brother. So, Bilal, if you had a choice, who would you pick?
I would pick Tottenham, really. But
Spurs.
I think
They have no chance.
I'll give you an ideal scenario. Man City do the 4 titles, and then they get charged, and all the titles are stripped.
Yeah,
away.
and everything. That's a perfect scenario. Off you go, relegated to. Listen, guys. I'm gonna end the poll. Basically, what you were saying here. I asked the question because I'm going to run another poll here. Would you trade Greenwood for Frenkie Dejong? 46% says yes, and surprisingly, 54% of you said no. Bilal, I'm going to create another poll, what we just described, because I love this kind of engagement, like, put the finger on the pulse, right? So should we just do the same thing? Like, who do you want to win the league? Right. Right?
Yeah, Villa.
Oh, we have only two options.
Yeah, so City or Liverpool.
Okay, we have, sorry, I put cheating. Sorry, like, guys, bear with me. City. Okay, guys, I've been a little bit funny. Basically, created just a poll for you to put your votes in, a little bit with a band. Who do you want to win the league? Cheating City, Scouserpool, and Asana. Let's go. Asana. I said Arsenal. What did you say? I sorry. Did you say Liverpool or
I said Villa.
Villa? That's not an option, right? We have three at the moment to choose from. Rivals. Villa is not a rival. I don't think Villa is dropping off. Villa, we beat Villa. I don't think that. The closest to win the league is definitely Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. And surprise, surprise, United might get fourth.
Yeah, I think things will change. Mick, one point I read up on, I think is important to share with the viewers is what Ineos will also do is they will look at the highest paid players in the club, so Varane,
I know that.
Casemiro, Rashford,
I
and
know
they
that.
will see how much value they are getting out of them for the money that's being paid. I know fans love Varane, so do I, but how often is he playing? How much of an impact is Casemiro making? What is Rashford doing? And the person that's going to suffer the most out of this is actually going to be Bruno Fernandes, whose contract is up for renewal. And I don't see him getting up to that 350 grand mark at all.
Yep. Listen, I always am prepared because I always have this active roster. Like, because you see Carlos Casemiro, there's no value on selling him. He's got 2 years left on his contract. The value is to keep him, right? Because he's a senior, mature player, right? You have Kobe Mainoo as a youngster coming through. You need a Casemiro. Rafael Varane, I think he will be gone in the summer, to be honest. I think that the club is looking to cash in. He's on 340K a week. Marcus Rashford, will they cash in? I don't know, PSG. Some people call it Lashford, being out of Lash. Maybe we need to send the whole team to Belfast for the tequila rush. Anthony Martial, we know he's gone in the summer. He did a cheeky one, playing not available. And then Mason Mount, of course. Who is Mason Mount? We signed him up. We haven't seen anything. He's getting 250 a week. Bruno Fernandes comes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th spot in the highest earner. There was reports saying that he wanted a salary bumper contract, but nobody's going to give him. He's happy to stay there on 240. Anthony Dos Santos is the one that is under scrutiny, in my opinion, in terms of performance. You know how Obrada said, if you haven't performed within 2 years, you're out.
That's right.
Yeah. Harry Maguire, would you keep him?
I've always liked Harry Maguire. I know he's had a tough period. I thought he was colossal against Villa. I thought he might struggle against the pace of Villa, but he was a beast. I think Maguire, he's going to want to play first team. If he wants to play first team, he should go, in my opinion. But I can't see him willing to sit on the bench.
Yep. Christian Eriksen is leaving. He's on 150K.
I think he's on a free in the summer.
Yep, he's going. That's 150 off. But Luke Shaw, let's have a discussion regarding Luke Shaw, people. Let's have an added discussion. I love Luke Shaw whenever he's playing, whenever he's fit from a critical, realistic perspective. But he's becoming more of a liability, not being available, more injury prone. What is the path there? He's on 150K. That is the limit in terms of how much you want to pay somebody, 150K a week. And this comes back to what we started. If we back the tape 20 minutes ago when we talked about Alvaro Fernandes, the youngsters that are on loan, I see a silver lining here that you bring back an Alvaro Fernandes as the replacement for Luke Shaw eventually, because we are rejuvenating the squad. Do you see what I see?
Yeah, I think the problem with Luke Shaw is mate, you can't rely on him. He's always injured. If you look at Liverpool as an example, right? We'll just use Liverpool. Only until this season, their fullbacks are getting injured, but they're constantly fit. Arsenal's fullbacks are constantly fit. City's fullbacks are fit. So we can't have Luke Shaw. Yeah, he's great when he plays and when he's in the when he's in the groove and he's in the mood, but you can't have a player that's out for 30-40% of games. It just doesn't work.
No, but I love him. I love him because whenever he's fit and firing, a fit Luke Shaw, a hungry Luke Shaw is a bloody good Luke Shaw, right? But I think still, if we're going for the best, I think Alvaro Fernandez, according to my opinion, is the future, right? We've seen how important Luke Shaw is for Rashford. How much Rashford missed Luke Shaw and how much Rashford hasn't been able to perform this season because of that partnership. But as soon Luke Shaw came into the to the game, we saw a little bit of improvement on Rashford. Maybe Rashford needed to go out on the lash, basically, to blow off some steam, get everything out of your system, come back fresh. But apparently, Luke Shaw, good news. He's training on grass, and he's looking like he's going to be available for Luton over the weekend. So
yeah, but
I got a little bit of an injury scare. I got scared, to be honest. Like I said, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? We don't have a left back at centre back. Are we going to play Amrabat there again?
Yeah, but we could play Amrabat there. We could play Dalot there and switch Wan-Bissaka to the right. But my point with Rashford is it shouldn't take Luke Shaw to get you to play well. You're a senior player. You're on 350 grand a week. It's your job to get everybody else playing right. Not, I haven't got a left back and I can't play right. And you shouldn't have to go out on the lash for them to realize I need to pull my socks up. You're on 350 grand a week, mate. You need to deliver.
Yeah. Lucky Singh is saying, keep Casemiro, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, new deal. I don't think you need to give Rasmus Højlund a new deal. You just sign him. And guys, I just want to pull this up again because if you see what I'm looking at, you will see here, Kobe Mainoo is on 10K a week. Definitely give the kid a bumper, right? But not more than like an incremental model, because you got to look at what Alejandro Garnacho is here on 50. He did that, he got a contract extension or, a renewal on 50K per week. So gradually increase them, right? If you look where...
What's Scott McTominay on?
Scott McTominay is actually cheap.
60.
He's actually at the bottom on 60.
There you
right?
go. And
on
people
60.
still whinge about him.
He's on 60K a week. So he ain't hurting the club to keep him as a squad player.
He scores goals.
He scores goal. So he doesn't cost you a lot. And Scott McTominay is on 60K, 10K more than Alejandro Garnacho, and actually producing 7 goals this season already. So do you see where I'm coming from? So I don't, we're building from the youth with a lower wage structure, right? Getting rid of these inflated deadwoods or whatever you might call them, older players. And I think we'll be good from an FFP standpoint.
I agree. I do agree. We'll start seeing that quite soon, what they're going to do with all these players.
Lovely people. Thank you for tuning in. I can see there's a lot of positive vibes going on in the VAR room, legendary VAR room chat room. There is about 100 of you watching right now. Our target is to get minimum 100 likes. Please, if you don't, we're going to send Ed Woodward knocking on your door, mate. And you don't want that, to be honest. Bilal, what's on your mind otherwise than that? What's been going on there in the transfer market? Not much.
No, I think at the moment, like I said, head of sporting director will come in next. Head of recruitment will come in after that. You might see a few more senior appointments, and then we'll get clarification on the manager on what's actually going to happen to him. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? And then by that time, we should know what's happening in the summer. I've just seen a comment there by Nick Nash saying sell Onana. I think Onana should stay for another season. We can't keep chopping players based on one season.
It's his first season. He started to become good.
He had a solid game against Villa as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Listen, back to the poll. We are about engagement. We are about fan engagement here. We created a poll, 27 votes so far. Who would you rather win the league? And that is what I say. It's just been standing in front of the judge waiting for your death sentence for me. It's like choosing the electrical chair, the needle, or the gallows. 22% of you said Cheating City. So that's on second place. Scouserpool, 7%. And lo and behold, what I said, Arsenal on 68%, closing the poll. Majority of you wants Arsenal to win. So that is a method to the madness. Why? Because they haven't done anything for 20 years. But the fan base, their fan base will never shut up.
If I'm not mistaken, their last league win was the Invincibles. That's a long time.
They've been invincible for 20 years, right?
20 years. They've been invisible for 20 years, yeah.
No, but seriously, guys, take a breath. Arsenal 2 years ago was a shambles, right? There was like, oh, Mikel Arteta, look at all these youngsters. Yeah, but we are heading towards the right path, the same path with all these youngsters as well. But look how they're doing now. What Arsenal is missing, in my opinion, is a squad depth. Did they go and splash the cash 100 million for Declan Rice, where they could actually bought 4 or 5 players for that? But Declan Rice has been delivering for them.
Yeah, he's a beat. You know what? I did not rate Declan Rice at all at West Ham. I thought he was well overrated. I thought he was about a £50 million player. What changed my mind was when I watched him play for Arsenal against Liverpool at Anfield. This guy was a beast. He's one hell of a player. I really rate him now. I think they've done well with him. He's much better than Caicedo.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Listen, bring back. I would love to see it, right? I want to finish with a positive note. I mean, we are back on winning ways. It feels like it, in terms of we haven't seen this for a very long time, that we're actually doing a proper rebuild. I would say like, a cultural reshuffle, rebuild everything, right? From a structural point of view, from a recruitment point of view. And we've seen that Jurgen Klopp is leaving. They're in the mud, Liverpool, definitely. I think that Pep Guardiola probably will leave and coach Barcelona again. If you've seen the Barcelona Files, the documentary. Yeah. So there is football goes in cycles. So this is how do you call it? The reset button. Right? Now is the time for a new era. And I believe, and I miss the old battle between Wenger and Sir Alex. There used to be Arsenal versus Liverpool. And I believe there's something delusional inside of me, or something romantic, to believe that I want to see the replay of that. I think that it will be Arsenal and battling with Manchester United again for the next foreseeable 5 years, if we are doing this right. Bilal?
Yeah, Mick, also, like I've said at the start, is fans need to be patient. There's no quick fix. There will be mistakes made. So fans need to be patient and get behind everyone that wants to do well.
Stephanie Griffith said, invincible to unconvincibles. Oh, yeah. Listen, it is a tight battle there up in the top race, and 2 points separating them. Actually, no, City has 1 game less played, but this is going to play out really, really nice. I think that top 4 this year is going to be one hell of a thriller. So buckle up. It's going to be a Netflix blockbuster. Now, as a United fan, I only look what we are doing. I don't look at the table at the moment, Bilal, because I want us to win every game by game. And so far, since we came back from the international break, we've taken maximum 6 points. And on the weekend, we're playing Luton. It could be maximum 9 points. And then we have Fulham at home. Can be another point. And this is a big build-up for the City. No, Forest is in the FA Cup, yeah? We can go deep. But then in March, we go to Etihad. And by then, we should be all... I mean, we're coming up from the preseason, a 6 months long preseason. We started to kick off now. So what is to say that we cannot go on, get on the bike and go on a winning streak like we did last season? So got to believe. Do you believe?
Absolutely.
Can we get top 4?
Yeah, why not? Definitely. Why not? We went to Villa and beat Villa. Villa have beat like Liverpool and City their own ground. So people just fucking played it down. All United went to Villa. Have you seen the teams Villa have beat this season at their own ground? That was no small win. That was a serious win. That.
Yeah, it was a serious win to go to Villa Park. And Villa Park, by the way, like, they bitch slapped City, they bitch slapped Arsenal as well, they bitch slapped Liverpool
as well.
Yeah. So for us to come there to get a win, I think it was a massive win. You shouldn't undermine it. You should be proud of yourself as a United fan. It's positive.
Yeah, but, we went there. We did our thing. We fucking beat Villa at their own ground. So why can't we get top 4?
But it's still that PTSD, that doubt. I get that. I do get that. Because we shouldn't underestimate Luton, which has been the surprise team. But they're a little bit of a yo-yo, like unpredictable, right? Didn't they just bash Newcastle 4-0 at home? And they played 4-4 against Brighton?
It was against Newcastle.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
They're a good team. And then they lost against the bottom half, which is Sheffield United. So it's a little bit unbalanced. But I'm saying that we shouldn't be too giddy. Like, we should always respect the opponent, right? It's up to the players with the mentality to rock up there. Don't underestimate it and just play your game, right? We'll do a full preview. We'll do the manager's press conference. We'll listen to what Eric Ten Hag has to say. I think the presser is on Friday. They were supposed to do they do pressers on Friday, right? That is the standard.
Yeah, I think if we're playing away, we do it on a Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday. So that's tomorrow, probably. Is that presser tomorrow?
We're away, so I think there might be tomorrow actually.
Oh, I might check that, because we usually we missed it last time because the condos, right? They said the presser would be on a Friday, and they just literally change it to Thursday. So if it's a presser tomorrow on Friday, we are here live, covering this live, broadcasting the presser live, so you can watch and comment. 60 likes of you, please. Speedo, they beat Brighton. Big point. They beat Brighton 4-0 and Newcastle ended 4-4. That's the way it ended.
Yeah.
But guys, let us know, as a fan, do you believe all of a sudden? I mean, we are getting a little bit more positive, and we deserve this positivity right now. Do you believe that we can get into the top 4 or potentially 5, because 5th potentially gives you a Champions League? Or does it really matter, Bilal? Like, as long as we get into Europe, or does positioning matter for you? 4th or 5th?
I think the higher we can finish, the better it is. You always want to finish as high as possible. So if we can get a 4th, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, let me just create a poll on that. Just a final poll, because I want to hear from you. It's all about your opinions. Do you believe United will get 4th? Okay, simple one. I don't believe we get 3rd, but guys, the poll is up and running. Get your votes in. 1? 3rd? No, 3rd. It's a long shot, but 4th we can, 100%. And if we do get 4th, you got to take a step back in memory lane and just remember the struggle, right? Where we are right now, it's a miracle, isn't it? Barring with all these injuries, it's been so unprecedented, with the takeover, with all the scandals, with all the media leaks and shit like that. And you as a manager had to sort of manage all that shit, to be honest. To be in the position where we are now, I think it's a big up. You got to give the team and the manager a little bit praise right now, because they're showing resilience. They're showing the fight. They're showing that we fucking want to win. We want to get into that top 4, right? So play like you mean it.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to stay positive and aim for as high as possible.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, Lord Voldemort is saying top 4, not this season. He does not believe. Welsh Girl 68 is saying we're becoming more stable. Thank God. It's all about stabilizer. I agree. We are becoming stable. We are getting there. We see the faults, but we are slowly getting there. That's what I'm saying. 5th, what Danny B is saying, if everyone is fit, Noah, big up Noah. It's been a while, man. One of our members here as well say we will get 4th. Some believe. Jeff Steele, what you're saying here? Adelaide, Jeff Steele. We always have to steal points. Jeff, steal, you get my joke. Bad joke, steal points. Mick, we're on 11 points behind third. With 14 games remaining, third is very gettable. I'm not going to get that gassed up.
I think the last time we clawed like that kind of points was when Leicester were ahead of us under Solskjaer. Do you remember, Mick?
Yeah, it's all about fitness. I saw reports Liverpool are suffering injuries now. Who was it now? Trent Alexander-Arnold are injured. It's all about fitness of the squad. It is. It is. So it's possible. It's football, people. It's football, baby. The ball is round, like Zlatan was used to say, and anything can happen. That's the thing. It's the law of physics. What comes up must come down. Simple as that. And Jesus Christ, coming in here, Raw, we have gifted membership. Oh my God! Rush Maynard just came in raw with an uppercut, gifted 20 memberships. Matt, you are a legend. Listen, do we have our reading goggles on? Let me just bring out who has been gifted a membership. And just in the meantime, guys, thank Rush Maynard. Let me see. Oh, God, this is moving so fast. Excuse me if I'm slaughtering your name. I'm actually dyslexic, to be honest. Joey75, welcome to the members. Nick Spooder was gifted a membership. Compost Smurf as well. Sean was gifted a membership. Review of Random. Linda Warrington, big up. Welcome back, Linda. Bobby Hunter, Andrew McFarlane, Glenn Högman. This sounds like he's a Scandinavian name. Glenn Högman was gifted a membership. Chris Haggis, Salami Ergin, must be Turkish, Ergin, maybe. I don't know. Sorry, my pronunciation. The Devil's Advocate podcast was also given. Oh, big up, mate. Was given a membership. The Devil Advocate podcast as well. Carl Heinze was gifted also, and Shayon was gifted. Jeff Omosh. My God, my eyes are tired. Sado, Tamara, Isa was gifted. Brush, big up Brushy, was gifted a membership. Good to see you here. Payne was also gifted a membership, and that's it, guys. That's it. Big up. Give a massive thanks for Rush Maino for gifting those membership. We have to give. You have to do this. I do. Matt. Do I dare to say how much this means for the channel, right? For you that don't know, we're just a smaller channel. You know, we are we're kind of independent, non-corporate, mainstream media. Like, we're not sponsored or anything. Everything that you see here is raw, genuine, produced. A lot of hard work's put into this. Sometimes you get little sleep, but at the end of the day, we come here because we love this community. We love this club, and no matter where you are in the world, what color of the skin, we all Manchester United supporters. Your membership means a lot. Everything that you put in here goes back into the channel, and we have some exciting news to announce tomorrow. Inshallah, hope everything will go all right. So thank you. If you do get gifted membership, check your status. It's only like, £1 per month or less than that to support this content and this channel, and it does make a difference. So thank you. Thank you. Big up legends in the VR room. Big up Rush Maino. And wow, I'm just tearful because it's been a long journey for being a Manchester United supporter this season. It hasn't been easy, Bilal. It hasn't been easy, but we are here. We are here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And here comes another uppercut, guys. Are you ready for this one? Matt is on a mad rush.
Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat.
But this is like, you know what Muhammad Ali used to say? Spin like a butterfly, sting like a bee, or hit like a bee, something like that. This is Rush Maino coming in here with an uppercut. This is a knockout. My buddy, my friend, my legend, dude, £50 super chat. How can I ever say? There's no words. How can I say to help the channel, bud? Thank you. My God, I'm giving goosebumps, my friend. You know, you send me to tears. Don't do this to me, Rush. Thank you. I will send you a personal, as soon as we get some merch up, I definitely will send you something. Guys, you know, we've been working on this website. We've been working on merch. It's been taking so many sleepless nights, and hopefully we will have a launch party tomorrow. That's it, right? That's all I can say for now. But Rashmano, thank you so much, guys. It's been a fantastic 1 hour and 15 minutes engagement, guys. If you do have any questions, let's do the Q&As. What's on your mind, Bilal? You're looking like you've been struck by Rashmano's uppercut. Are you there?
No. I'm just thinking, same as yourself, really. What happens next? What will be the next tactical moves, and what will be how others will kind of take to this as well? It's going to set off a domino effect, because if Dan Ashworth leaves Newcastle, who replaces him? And I think the guy from Brentford will go to Newcastle. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He's very highly regarded to replace Dan Ashworth.
We see. The famous quote where we say the proof will be in the pudding until it's eaten, Bilal. But hopefully the pudding will bloody taste good. Guys, the poll will end up 21. Shame on you. 21 on you voted. I give you 1 more minute. Please vote on the poll. You see it right up in the corner. Do you believe that United will get 4th? Currently, it's setting 52% says no, you don't believe, and 48% says yes. Get your votes up, guys. We have 1 more minute, and there we go before we close the shop. I'm energized. I was knackered.
You should be.
I messaged you before. I said, I'm not going to do stream today, Bilal. I'm feeling burned out. We were supposed to have a show today, Vicky, together with Andy Tate, but then we realized it's Champions League football and nobody wants to watch a stream when it's Champions League football. It's clear and obvious. So I said, we cancel this. We do something tomorrow instead. And this came up. Boom. Breaking news, whatever. So I just literally throw myself calling you. Hey, would you like to come in? And here you are.
There's going to be, Mick, there's going to be from now until the next 6 to 8 months, there's going to be something happening weekly, daily now. You're just going to see
it will be
quick.
And then there's no rest for the weekend. Then you come to the summer transfer market, and it's going to be mad, right?
That 12 weeks is mayhem. 12, 16 weeks is pure mayhem.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm fully energized. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to the community. Thanks for Rashmano for the gifts and the super chats. And so positive to see this positive community that we built over this year and a half in the making. We just hit over 21,000 subscribers, and I cannot believe it, right? It's been exhausting. I'm tired, but we keep pushing on. We're steaming on strong.
Absolutely.
So if you do watch right now, if you're watching on Bilal's channel as well, you will see more of a Bilal and me doing shows together. Please go check out Bilal's channel as well. Bilal, what is your channel name for people that don't know?
Guys, so
seeing your face on this channel, but promote yourself now.
So, guys, I'm from Full Time Reds. We're a Manchester United fan community as well. A lot smaller than Mick. We've just started off. We're only small. I think 700 subs. So, if you go into the description, please drop us a subscribe to our channel. Help us grow. Similar to Mick, we give you kind of an independent view. We try not to do clickbait. We try to give quality and try to well research the things we talk about.
That's why I married you. Jesus Christ. No, seriously, I will update the thumbnail here. I mean, the description. I will put a link to Bilal's channel.
You can just search Full Time Reds on YouTube and you'll see us.
No, but I like to do the right thing, my friend. So, Bilal, welcome to the Realist family and the independent world of uncensored football fan opinions and media. We don't shy away. We call a spade a spade. You got to keep a balanced approach. And what I say, peace and love and go bananas. That's what we can do, man.
Absolutely.
So that kind of wraps up the show. Just to summarize, it's been a lot of talks. It's been going like a freight train, steam train, full speed ahead ever since Monday. It's Wednesday today. We got news to say that Sergeant Ratcliffe was approved by SEC, then the Premier League, and there was a report saying that we have to wait another week for the FA approval. That was apparently approved today. And then we have a speed dial that Dan Ashworth will be the next sporting director, and things are moving quick. And what's the next thing?
I think the head of recruitment. The next thing is the tender offers shut Friday. and you should get clarification mid next week on that. It's a done deal.
Don't sleep on a director of football that might be a surprise. Like, I think that director of football will be an Omar Barada recommendation and appointment. 100% will be.
It has to
I
be
think so.
because they have to work together.
Yeah. 100%. Great show. What you guys, thank you, Jordan Wall. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big up to you, Bilal. You've been excellent. I really enjoy bouncing with you, Bilal. Like, you know, I just love the energy. So that's why I say I was so energized. Like, I was so dead and tired. You know what? It is where I'm sitting right now. It's 03:20 a.m. in the morning. Payne, big up. So wait, what kind of games are we looking at? Arsenal is playing today, right? Champions League.
No, Arsenal or not. I think it's
Arsenal.
it's Bayern versus Lazio. And PSG, I forgot who they're playing. But
Bayern, yes. How do you feel about Honka Hurricane? Like, he went there to win a trophy, and he went for the wrong
Real
season.
Sociedad. Yeah, I think he's the best striker.
You have
in the world.
Leverkusen cooking them at the moment on top there.
Yeah, but you know, I think Bayern will still come through. They got too much quality.
You reckon?
I
Like,
think
Real's
so.
got quality. You saw yesterday, Real, like, you know, they played the third goalkeeper, right? They were just in second gear. And they survived. This is Real, right? It's just ridiculous. You know, you saw RB Leipzig could have killed it off in the first half, right? Real had like what, 3 shots on target in the game.
Yeah, they should have really scored, Mick.
They should have, guys. Let me just Google it. Like, let me just put in here. So I'm keen. It's hard to keep up with everything, like, especially when we are not in the Champions League, to be honest, guys. PSG is playing right now. Started Real Sociedad 22 minutes in. Lazio is playing Bayern at the moment. It's 0-0. And Copenhagen finished yesterday with 3-1. So it's 2 games on tomorrow, and tomorrow is Arsenal. So 2 games it's on. Guys, I will let you go because I understand you want to watch football. Thank you so much for coming here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to MUFC Realist TV, and also go check out Bilal Full-Time Reds.
Thank you.
That's about it for today, guys.
Thank you,
Brilliant.
guys.
Until the next time, see you. Be nice to each other in the social, and do expect another speed dial coming up soon. I don't know. This is going too fast. Take it easy, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Love you all. Bye.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.